arrogance, but ain't nobody stopping me. That's how I go when you pay for the shows and you study that pimp biology. Love for the
once again after God, does it ever get old saying that NXT just outdid itself once again and just upped the bar, raised the bar once again, shattered us to brand new heights, even maybe when we weren't expecting it out of matches? Look, the card looked absolutely stacked once again, like it always does. But when the matches started happening and they started just piling on top of each other, epic moment after epic moment, you figured there had to be a drop-off, and it really didn't come. We're going to talk about everything that happened, but holy God, was it a fantastic show. It's up there. It's up there for me. Gargano and Monsieur Adam Cole, baby. They have such amazing chemistry together. And although that we saw some of the spots that we've seen from the previous matches, this felt like a completely different match in the series. You know what I mean? You'll get a lot of guys that will have multiple matches with each other, and they'll constantly feel like the same fight over and over. They're constantly the same match. Nothing's ever different about it, and that gets really annoying and honestly very old very, very fast. These two don't have that problem. So we're starting with the main event. We're just going to get right into the main event because holy shit. Brutality is an interesting concept in wrestling because it can come in many different forms. You have the obvious brutality where the marks are shown. You have color, you have blood and all of that. And then you have more subtle violence. We got a little bit of a mix of all of that tonight. Now, we didn't get a straight busted open shot, although I think we were supposed to, but it didn't happen. But there was still just incredible amounts of violence. And even in the first fall, which I found interesting, they didn't gild the lily at all. Classic wrestling match, my ass. That turned into a Donnybrook really fast. Strange strategy from Gargano to take the fall the way that he did to get it to the street fight. But hey, it worked. It was perfectly fine, and it was an amazing transition through the matches. It didn't get old through it. We think we could have got the same thing we've gotten in the past. We could have got the Undisputed Era to come out. I thought, why not go with the tried and true? Gargano wins the wrestling match. Friggin' Undisputed Era comes out and messes them up for the second fall. We don't really even get a second match. And then, bam, the third fall of destruction happens. Now, they decided to go a little bit weird with it and not do any of those things and instead just give us a straight match throughout. And I think that was the better way to go. We got to see so much from these two in so many different areas and really see them get to take each other apart. It was just a story being told. A story being told. The never-ending ego of Adam Cole versus that never say quit but sadistic side of Johnny Gargano. It was wonderful. And also, let's give Gargano major credit for the Wolverine outfit. You guys know I love the Logan. I fox with the Logan. So I'm very happy to see that. That was really cool. One of my favorites so far. I love the three chest rips there. That was pretty cool. It was just a really cool idea, and Gargano continues to show that he's going to continue to reinvent himself with it. Now, we're going to get back to the main event, but I do want to get into the entire show and welcome everybody here. How you guys doing? If it's your first time, I am Dead on Dave. It's good to have you here for another copious review. We are back doing our copious live reviews for all the wrestling. And to answer your questions, because I'm sure you have them, yes, when AEW and NXT start debuting on Wednesday nights, we're going to review. We're going to do a big review Wednesday. I got to figure that out because they're on the exact same time. It's going to be hard to pull off, but we're going to figure something out. Big, big, big credit and love to Mr. Fake Ass Twat, who once again stepped up with the wonderful graphics. As you see, we got this wonderful frame and a fantastic thumbnail. But let me tell you, Fakey doesn't quit. He doesn't slow down. And what he's got for us tomorrow is nothing short of magnificent. He went all out, worked 3 days on the graphics for SummerSlam, and he deserves a hell of a lot of credit for it. Thank you so much, Fake. I appreciate you, man. We wouldn't be having a show without you, so thanks a lot, man. You're awesome. Jermaine's up in the chat. What's up, Jermaine Dion? Carl G. Fake Ass Spot, Old School Matt P. Gay. A nod is here. Mark Parrish, Great Night of Wrestling. My one and only complaint is why Cole went after burying Undisputed Era all night. Yeah, that's something I definitely want to talk about throughout the course of the show because it's a good and a bad thing, right? Because we want to get into traditional wrestling mindset. And it seemed like one of two things was going to happen. Either Undisputed Era is going to continue, to build where they're going and control all the gold and be the unquestioned ruler of NXT, or if anyone lost, that would mean Cole would lose and the rest of the Undisputed Era would probably be getting called up very soon to WWE. But I think what we have now with this transitioning shift, with NXT going to, Fox Sports 1, this changes things. NXT is no longer a developmental. They're going to have to start thinking about keeping their stars, especially people like Adam Cole, in-house for as long as they possibly can. So while they could have used tonight as a reset night with them going to Fox Sports 1, it's going to change things dramatically, and they're going to need stars. Now, that's the cool thing. You can rotate and bring people around whenever you want, but that's going to feel very cheap, like the wild card rules. You need to have your guys there, and maybe Adam Cole and the Undisputed Era stay in NXT for a little while longer as it grows into this next iteration, whatever it's going to become. But see, that is like that weird thing about it, right? Because it's less being more, in a sense. It's weird. It's just a very, very strange thing. But we're going to see how it works out. Gargano versus Cole died was fucking epic. My God, that feud was absolutely incredible what they were able to do, especially tonight. Best of their series, I think, which is saying something because they've had spectacular matches. This didn't have a lot of the things that we've seen in the other matches. We did get a lot of kickouts, but not as many as we've seen. They toned them down just a little bit, and I think it worked out. All right, but let's get into the rest of the night because I got to be honest, NXT absolutely came out on fire. On fire. Now, when I was looking at the card, one of the matches that I was not particularly enthralled with was Undisputed Era versus the Street Profits. You figure the Street Profits, fucking Street Profits. What's up, Eats? I see my boy Eats in the chat. That on fucking Dave. You know it, baby. How you doing? The Street Profits have been on Raw for a while now, and maybe they're getting them in there so they can drop the titles back to the Undisputed Era and they can go ahead and continue the run. Woo, wow, were we wrong? I was wrong. The not only are the Street Profits, man, I can't say their name tonight, for fucking real, but they just showed everybody that they might be one of the more purely talented tag teams in wrestling today. I am so impressed with not only Montavious Ford. I am so impressed with Ford. It's not even funny. He's incredibly talented, and he's got a 6'4" guy being able to move the way he does is almost criminal. We look at guys like the Velveteen Dream and The Rock, being 6'5", 6'6", and being able to move that the way that they do. The Rock being in his older age with the athleticism that he had, obviously nowhere near the type that we're seeing on a Velveteen Dream, and especially someone like Montavious Ford. But Jesus Christ. This guy is absolutely incredible. 6'4" and moving and jumping in the way that he does with the control. That is what we've come to expect. And he took it a step farther tonight because I think he's really becoming a great wrestler. It's Angelo Dawkins who I'm really impressed with. This guy is an absolute monster. Look, it helps to be in the ring with O'Reilly and Bobby Fish. Two of the best wrestlers in the world, know how to sell, know how to really put guys over. There's no question. They were in the right place with the right tag team. But I love this tag team match. I thought it was absolutely fantastic. I thought they went for it, and that was the whole key to the night for me, for everybody. They were going for it. Restrictor plates felt like they were off. And this was not a regular subset NXT. This was an NXT TakeOver that is in the exact same building, which is not always the case, by the way, for these bigger shows. Exact same building as the major pay-per-view tomorrow night. And they sold it out tonight, I think, legitimately as well. They absolutely killed it. And they did not disappoint. Very impressive. Great work out of the Undisputed Era, once again. O'Reilly and Fish are so good. O'Reilly's an absolute psychopath, and Bobby Fish might have one of the best names in all of wrestling. Jesus, Bobby Fish. Just sounds like somebody's going to fuck you up, Carl G says the Street Profits, boy, really? Look, I got kind of bored by the Profits lately on the mic. I haven't really felt anything out of Montavious Ford just screaming doesn't really do shit for me. However, in the ring where I was a little bit more concerned about him because people seem to like him anyway, they are unfuckwittable in the ring. Tonight, especially. I really think it was a coming out party for Montavious Ford. His reactions, his facial expressions, his demeanor, he keeps things going. I see absolute 5-star potential out of Montavious Ford. I don't know how old he is, but I think he's still in his late 20s. The guy is there is something there. I'm not sure if it could be molded. I'm not sure if it could be harnessed into that diamond, but there's something there with that kid. And Angelo Dawkins, man, that is a big fucking guy. He's like a gigantic teddy bear. He that does amazingly athletic things. He throws people. He's strong. It's really, really something great to watch. Gore 619 forever. Ford has rock levels of personality. I really do think it's up there. He is on that level. There's something that when you look at him, Velveteen Dream, another one. When you look at him, there's just something different. And when you watch them do what they do, there's something different about him. I really do enjoy it. If this was stand-up comedy, SummerSlam would be pissed after follow that act. I don't know if that's the case anymore. They don't have the throwaway pay-per-views that they did in the past. They don't have that ability to just do that and walk into it. They know they got to step up. And the fact that it was in the same house means even more so. And the fact, hey, maybe this is quiet and maybe not everybody knows about it yet. Maybe it even means absolutely nothing. But the pay-per-view for tomorrow night has been moved to rating TV 14. Maybe that means nothing. Maybe that means a lot. Maybe Brock Lesnar's finally going to murder somebody in the ring. I have no idea, but still. All right, so let's continue on with tonight. First match tonight, I give it a very solid rating. I give that Street Profits victory, which was very surprising to me and kind of gave me an idea, at least I thought, of what was going to happen. And back to my earlier point, hence being a fucking earlier point, is it's a good thing that we get swerved in NXT. It's a good thing that we can't look at the first match and know how the rest of the night is going to go. Maybe it doesn't make sense that Adam Cole won, but we have to see where the rest of the story goes before we can judge that. So, I don't know. We'll see. Anyway, fantastic opening match. I give it a solid 7.5, 8, maybe a little bit higher, anywhere between a 7.5 and an 8.5. Really great tag team match, especially because I just didn't see it coming. Simply didn't see it coming. But fantastic. And now, while I can see why people didn't like the Shayna match, I like the story being told to Shayna getting too comfortable winning all the time, so much so she simply targeted the arm, really fucked her. I don't understand why people are hating on that Shayna match. I'm going to talk about that in a minute when we get there. I like that match a lot. I really do. I think it had bad placement. It kind of put it in a bad spot because of everything that had already happened at that point, but still fantastic. Mark Parrish, Austin Theory getting zero reaction. Yeah. Sarah Small, 7.5 for me on the first match. I love Pete Dunne. We'll talk about that in a second. Talk to Domes in the house. What's going on? Mark Potter. Overall, I think 8 out of 10 TakeOver. Not the absolute best, but still real good. I'm fine with the UE not taking the gold because it would be very predictable. Interested to see where it goes. Yep, that's where it's going to be for me. I want to see where it goes. Make sure you guys smash that like button. Give it a Dusty Rhodes elbow right onto that like button. If you want to get freaky with it, go ahead and kick it. I ain't kiss it. Lick it. I ain't going to judge you. No judgment from me. I'm a fat guy on the internet. I ain't judging you at all. Anyways, let's continue going forward. Oh, we are doing beer chugs tonight if properly motivated and all that stuff. We're going to party a little bit, but I got to keep it within reason. I can't be too loud. We also got the Discord open if you want to get in there and sound off. We'll be taking calls a little bit later on. Getting a waiting call, and I will be pulling you guys up. And let's continue on with the night. Candice LeRae versus Io Shirai. Man, you know, when the Street Profits went to the back, they had to have said, dude, we may have just stole the show. And I think that Io and Candice heard that and said, hold our fucking beer, son. And they went out, and they could have wilted under the pressure of having to follow a very, very good match. But they rose to it, and what a fucking performance. I mean, I was expecting it. If you guys have been watching me the last couple of days, I've talked about this match being my dark horse. I really thought this was going to be the special match of the night, and I'm so glad to see it. They've taken talking about, once again, taking the restrictor plates off of people. Io Shirai was hitting stuff that we have not seen her hit in WWE up to this point. More aggression. By the way, love the outfit change. Love the badass music change. Love the outfit change. I absolutely love my Io Shirai, and I love everything that she's doing at the moment. Candice LeRae is an amazing wrestler. Let's just get that out of the way. She is one of these people who is day in, day out becoming someone who is incapable of having a bad match. And let me tell you something, that is invaluable because I don't think there are a lot of women in the division, in the last few years especially, that are that, You don't even, Natalya was probably the closest, the person who is always going to lose, but is always going to have a fantastic match. Fact is, WWE needs just better wrestlers in the top of the product, and Candice LeRae is somebody who's going to bring that to the main roster whenever she does. She lost tonight. It sucks because you kind of feel for people in that position. We had to watch it happen to Johnny Gargano for a very long time as well. That's never an easy thing, but still, this woman has got something to her. She's magnificently athletic and very unassumingly so. And she just does some really cool stuff, some big subtlety. She tells good stories, facial expressions, everything you want her to be good. She's just a damn good wrestler. Plain and simple. Plain and simple. And I don't know. LMAO, Candice and Io really put on a better match over the Women's Championship match. I think when you look, I'm going to watch this match a few more times, but I think after you watch it, I think this is going to be one of those matches that kind of sneak up on you on Match of the Year candidates. And maybe that seems crazy, but when you go back and you watch what these two women did and the spots and the accuracy of which they were hitting, God, it was really something special. And for the second match kicking off the night, they just went for it. There was no hesitation. They just brought it absolutely to each other, and it felt personal. We know they don't have the longest relationship, but the relationship they had, they used it to tell a fantastic story in the ring, and I'm so glad that Io Shirai is really starting to come into her own and get that momentum going. Fantastic. Fantastic. Candice did well tonight, but she had no business winning tonight. They did the right thing, giving Io the win after a heel turn. Absolutely. Absolutely. But, I mean, like, when the losses start piling up, you do want to start worrying about people like Candice because we know how easily those type of people can fall through the cracks, Mark Parrish, Io and Candice might be a top 5 NXT Women's match of all time. I don't think you're underselling it or overselling it. I don't think you're overselling it at all there. I think you're pretty goddamn close. Might be, I think it's right up there with Bayley and Sasha Banks. I think it's right up there in those matches. I really think they've done a good job. Gore, I've always loved Candice. If they ever do intergender matches, I can't get into it. I can't get down on it, man. There's just something about intergender wrestling. It just does not do anything for me. Bob Bill, do you think Sane was supposed to have Candice's spot? I'm not sure. I'm trying to figure out what's going on with everything with Kyrie. I think they were different spots anyway. I don't know if they ever wanted to have those two. I know that they were looking like they were going to be tag team down there in NXT, but injuries and other things happen. I'm not exactly sure what they want to do with Kyrie, with Asuka. It's a very strange thing. I'm not sure if they're going to be pulling another title change on Monday. I know there's a lot of outrage over Kyrie and Asuka being overlooked right now. Crazy. Connor Love, Adam Cole versus Johnny Gargano was 7 stars. Definitely, it really was fantastic. There's no question. We'll talk about that some more as we continue on. Fake Io and Candice was one of my favorite matches of the night, honestly. It was my favorite match of the night, too. Love heel Io. Her theme is awesome. Oh, it's a banger, isn't it? Jesus. And now it sucks that they pulled Kyrie up if Io turned on saying it would make it all the better. It'd make Io the better if she had this match with her. I think it could. Don't get me wrong, obviously with their connection, but maybe it was simply because they want to save it for when they're on the main roster. Candice was perfect for this role. It really didn't hurt at all, to not have Kyrie. But I agree. I think in a long-term booking standpoint, it's hopefully we'll get there, and this will just be a little bump in the road. My favorite match was the Triple Threat, which is where we're going to now. Good pull, because we're going right up into it. Let's talk about that next one after Io Shirai got the victory. Oh, wait, real quick, before we get to that, Matt Riddle coming in and getting into a brawl with Killian Dane. That was pretty goddamn cool. That was pretty cool. That was some great spots. I'm still not 100% into Matt Riddle, like, at all. I'm trying. I mean, I see something, and I get why people connect with him and stuff, but I can't like suck this dude's dick completely. I just can't get there. I mean, he's fine. I think that there might be something long-term with Riddle, but he still makes me want to punch him in the fucking face. When he throws his flips off his feet, I want to punch him. I want to deck him. I want to put him right in his suck hole. But I did like what he did tonight. And let's also give some major credit to motherfucking Killian Dane. Looked fantastic. He looked like he has slimmed down a lot. Makes me wonder if that's why he did not get to stay up on SmackDown. Maybe WWE did not like how much weight he was gaining. If he was, he looked great. He looked absolutely fucking fantastic. He looks like he is trim, slim, and mean, and everybody at NXT should be scared because Big Damo was bad as fuck when he was as big as he was. Now that he's got this thing all compact and he's looking even meaner, ooh, watch out. Dane is one of the best big men WWE has at the moment. I agree. He's an absolute monster. He's just such a talented guy in a lot of different ways. So I'm hoping they're going to let it run. And you know what? I'm glad. They didn't just force this match on there. This is a good way to continue a rivalry, continue a feud without having to either do a match, do an official quick little squash match like we've seen with Riddle in the past with Cassius Ohno. This is a way to build it longer in a way that is not ring related. And I think that's pretty smart. I think that was a pretty smart way to go. And it was effective. All right, let's get that triple threat. Oh, wait. Before we go any farther, did anyone else find the opening to NXT TakeOver bizarre? Did anyone feel like that whole thing where we watch the crowd watch the package on the screen? It feels like that was not supposed to be on television, right? It was very weird. I mean, it was kind of cool, don't get me wrong, but it felt like it was not supposed to be shown. Like they went live too early or that was too late and they just said, fuck it, we'll show it. I don't know. It was really weird. But am I the only one who was a little bit like, what the hell was going on? I don't know. Carl, plus he gets to bang Nikki Cross, the lucky bastard. Good point. I just want Riddle to take a shower. Yeah, good luck with that. Now, glad at least one of the Sanity guys is getting some love. Nothing about NXT. What do you think about the new Bray gimmick? We'll talk about that tomorrow, man. We'll talk about that tomorrow when he has his match with Finn Balor. The Fiend does make his in-ring debut at SummerSlam. We'll talk about that tomorrow. So you'll make sure you're here. I'll be live right after SummerSlam with some badass graphics from my man Fake Ass Twat, and you'll be here for that. So make sure you're there. Don't forget. Fake, the opening was so weird. It was like they were watching a live band, but they were actually weren't. It was really weird. It was really, really strange. I have no idea. It was very weird. Anyways, triple threat for the North American title, Roderick Strong, Pete Dunne, and Velveteen Dream. God damn it, was this match fantastic. Jesus Christ. They all had chemistry with each other at all times. At all times. Velveteen Dream is fearless. He will do anything to his body. He does not give a shit. Roderick Strong is one of the most innovative people I would say I've seen in wrestling since Chris Kanyon. Since Chris fucking Kanyon. You know what I mean? Like, this dude is bad. He is an innovative guy who just does so many different things. Just does so many different things. And, not to gloss over the Velveteen Dream at all either, because he's got the ability. He's what wrestling is missing. There's just very few guys, when you look at him, you just get it. You understand the package. It's weird, yeah. It's bizarre, yeah. It's androgynous, yeah. But fuck is it not great, and fuck is it not sexy. Look at his entrance, for example. The dancing by the Toronto cheerleading squad or whatever the hell they were supposed to be. They were okay, but they were getting borderline cringy with their dance line shit. And then Velveteen Dream came out, and it became instantly awesome. Just absolutely magnificent guy, not only just his personality and his charisma, but his athletic ability. He is becoming a fantastic professional wrestler. And he was in there with two of the best, as we just talked about Roderick Strong, being the type of innovator of offense that he is, just incredible ability to just hit the backbreaker from just every angle. Jesus Christ. And then Pete Dunne. Pete Dunne brings a level of intensity and anger. He's like Harden from basketball, He's like James Harden. He's like fucking Westbrook. They just fight. They just play angry. He just fights angry, and he just looks great. And he looks like this weird Viking warrior, fucking maybe living under a van in Venice Beach. You don't know, but it works. It fit. It was just they have three different styles, and they threw it in without a gimmick. By the way, it was just a triple threat. So it wasn't like it was a ladder match or anything like that. It was just a fantastic fight between these three guys, and it worked. I didn't love the finish. I thought the finish was okay. I'm glad Velveteen got the victory. But you start asking, you start wondering exactly what the hell is going to happen with Velveteen Dream. When is he going to go up? How long do they want to keep him down? And again, this goes back to the FS1 thing. If NXT really is going to FS1, they're not going to want to have to reset the entire brand right before they make the move, right? They're going to want to keep these guys down there so they can go through, their next big NXT, which is, will be the Survivor Series NXT, or even SummerSlam one probably, for fuck's sake, or, Royal Rumble one. So it's just like, when do you blow your load? When do you throw your net out there? I don't know. I want Roderick's Rod. No, Jesus Christ, twat. Sarah Small, I love Pete Dunne. Who doesn't? Kathy Kelly dating Velveteen Dream. Very nice. Connor, who would take the NXT Championship from Adam Cole, baby? Very good question, and something we'll talk about when we get through the rest of the results. We'll talk about the stuff that happened. Yeah, there's not a lot to overanalyze when it came to this triple threat match. It was not the best match on the card. It doesn't mean that it wasn't fantastic. It was everything it was supposed to be. But just those first two matches, and specifically the Io Shirai match, it was so good. But this was probably, if I had to say, I would probably say this was the third best match of the night. I go Io Shirai first, and only because they didn't have everything that the main event had. They didn't have all the different gimmicks. They didn't have all the different toys. They didn't have all them shenanigans. They just had themselves, and they told this wonderful story with just them. So that's why I give them the top billing of the night. But right behind them is that championship match. And then I think I do leapfrog the Street Profits with this triple threat match. But I mean, think about this. When this triple threat match is the third best match of the night, son of a bitch. Is that impressive? And I'm with you, Gord. Dream may be one of my favorites, if not my favorite in NXT right now as well. And I thought Ciampa would show up me too. I'm sorry, Dave. I really hate when people say NXT is a third brand. It kind of runs off me like people are forgetting it's their development system. Other fans, not you, act like wrestlers should stay. Well, no, I don't care if they stay forever. This is what I'm saying. I think it's changing. Now, in the past, they certainly were developmental. Now they've become their own brand, and you notice the call-ups don't come as frequent as they used to. And with them going to FS1, they've got to keep continuity. They've got to keep people in there. So making a change and doing that is something they don't have the ability to do anymore. It is officially its own brand now. And they've got to keep their stars. This is what we were talking about earlier. They got to keep those guys. So it makes sense of why they didn't have the Undisputed Era lose, why they didn't have a big reset. They simply couldn't yet. And maybe they don't have to anymore. Now we're getting WWE stars that are coming down to NXT. So it's becoming this hodgepodge of things. And if this does become that stopgap between AEW and WWE, and this has this amazing Wednesday night rivalry, we're going to have guys moving all over the place. This is there's a lot of opportunity to be creating some huge stars over the next few months, and we'll see. With NXT on TV, it's definitely the third brand, especially since they are going head-to-head with AEW. Well, look, they are their third brand. I mean, I don't think it really matters anymore. I think that's an arbitrary term anyway. I don't think we really need to worry about that term. Who cares? It is the third brand. It's not making anywhere near the money that Raw and SmackDown are capable of making. And that's okay. They're not supposed to. Let's not worry about a label on a brand that's just really getting its thing all together. It's okay. But make no mistake, it is a separate entity now. And it doesn't matter what ranking it is. It's still amazing. Let's just focus on that. I think it's a better way to go. Velveteen Dream gets that victory there. Totally fine with that. Nothing major happened between the Mia Yim and Shayna Baszler match. Now let's talk about this, because I see this seems to be the one divisive match of the night. Everybody, some people liked it, some people hated it. I'm in the camp of loving it. I actually really like Mia Yim a lot. I thought she was fantastic. She's impressing me. Shayna Baszler is becoming a fantastic seller. Maybe too good of a seller. That finish, to me, the match was the match. It was exactly what I thought it was going to be. It was violent. It was hard hitting. There was really not a lot of botching. There wasn't. It was tight and right. It was what you wanted to see. But the ending took it to a championship level pay-per-view quality match for me. Seeing Shayna not able to lock in her submission and then improvising the way that she did with her leg, that was just fucking cool. that was just cool to me, man. You know what I'm saying? I had no problem with it. I like that Shayna's continuing to move. I'm with you, Carl G. I'm with you. I want to see Shayna and Rhea Ripley. I think that might be the next rival we might get. Maybe Rhea comes down to regular NXT if she hasn't already. I think it'd be a lot of cool stuff. We'll see. Kind of love on Robert Union. AJ Styles said something about the OC California invading NXT. What do you think about that? I don't know. I don't know the exact quote, so I don't know if it means anything, but I wouldn't have a problem with it. Give me the club anywhere. Give me AJ Styles anywhere. All around my face, neck, and chest. I have no problem with it. So, yeah, I don't really have too much to say overall about the match. It's not even because it was a bad match at all. Shayna and Mia, they were great tonight, but it was the worst match of the night, if we want to use that terminology. It was not the best match of the night. It was on the list of cards that I would think on most people would be the lowest rated match of the night. But I don't think it was bad. I think it was a very good match. I think Mia did a very good job. She held her ground, showed what she had. And Shayna Baszler continues to show that she's a fantastic champion with a great demeanor, with a fantastic attitude in there. She's mean. She's ballsy. Maybe literally. We don't know. I love Shayna Baszler. She's getting better in the ring, tighter all the time. She's definitely, I would not even call her green anymore in the ring. I think she's over that. The top rope code red was awesome. It was, and it was almost a shit whip, too. You know what I mean? She almost shit whipped her. It was awesome. Mark, Shayna needs to just relinquish the women's title. Like, I want quality women's title matches, and she's not really cutting it for me. I'm trying to figure out if they could bring Ronda down there. Or Shayna just coming up to NXT, giving her the same honor as like someone like Asuka, and then seeing what happens when she debuts. If they bring Ronda back, if they do the 4 horsewomen thing, I don't know. Sarah Small, Shayna and Mia was okay. Yeah, you know, I didn't. It didn't rock my world, but I loved the ending. I loved it. I really did. All right. Main event. Let's get back into it and talk about it one more time just a little bit. Johnny Gargano, Adam Cole, 2 out of 3 falls. Instant classic? Is it instant classic? Is this actually the match of the night? Is it unfair to give it to Io Shirai? I mean, I think I defended my reasoning for it, my rationale pretty well. But, I mean, come on. This match was fucking spectacular. Gargano and Cole have such charisma together. They know just how to extract every bit of energy from the crowd. They just know what they're doing, and they're fantastic in how they execute constantly. They're professionals. They just know exactly how to go after each other, and it was a systematic fucking match from start to finish. We got a story of violence told, even in something that was supposed to be as simple as a old-fashioned wrestling match, turned out to be a violent display. It was just really something great. It was a war. I agree, old school. I absolutely agree. Carl says Vince will find a way, and Nod says I love Shayna. I would be surprised to find a way to fuck her up on the main roster. She's too good. No, they can fuck her up. And everybody, before we get too much into the NXT Love Fest, remember something else. When they do go to television, it looks like Vince and Kevin Dunn are going to be more involved because apparently they're going to have to be, but we'll see. Connor, was Cole versus Gargano the longest and best match in NXT history? I don't know if it was the longest, but I think it was up there as longest. I don't know if it was the best because I'm not even sure it was the best match tonight. Like I said, I really loved that Io match. I loved her, but maybe I'm being a little bit too fanboy-ish on that one because maybe Cole and Gargano was better. I'm not 100% sure. That's going to have to be the question that I leave you guys with. I don't typically do this. I don't think I've ever done this on a review. I've done it on many Twitch streams, but I'm going to have to take a fucking leave here. I'm going to have to end this stream in the next couple of minutes because I got something rumbly and tumbly, and it ain't a very good fucking situation. We're getting close to ending here in a few minutes anyway, but it does not look like anyone was waiting to call over in Discord, so that's okay, so we can go ahead and shut that down and get ready to close it out. So that's the question I have for you guys for the rest of this. I want you to keep the conversation going. What was the best match of the night? Fuck the ratings for the entire show. Let's have that discussion, that debate, because that's the big one. What was the best match of the night before I shit myself? That's what I want you guys to ask or answer to me. Let me know. Give me a final rating. I want to see comments in the chat below. I want to see likes hitting on the motherfucking video. Retweet it, share it, let everybody know. thank you guys for the support. We're going to be live on Twitch tomorrow during the day, more than likely, unless I need to take a rest. And then SummerSlam. As soon as it's over, we're going to be right here. You're not going to want to miss it. I'm really sorry. My stomach is going to shit, and I appreciate you guys for being here, but we're going to call it a night before I have an accident live on YouTube. Oh, my God. The black plague coming out of my butthole. We'll see you later. Keep it copious, folks. Thank you, Fake Ass Twat, for this fantastic graphic so much. We'll see you later. Oh, my God, I'm not going to make it. We'll talk to you later. Keep it copious, and peace.